Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Independence City Council meeting. It's Tuesday, November 8th. It's dark. I'm glad everybody's here. And let the record show the councilors are here except for Councilor Hoffman, who I did happen to go see recently. He's getting better. It's slow, but he's getting better. The rest of the councilors are here and happy. There are minutes of October 11 and October 25. Do they meet with your approval?
Move to approve. Second.
A motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. We now have visitor and public comment. Is there anybody who has any visitor or public comment to make at this time? I see no rush to the microphone, so we're going to continue moving forward. Under my report, you have historic preservation appointment that is in your packet to appoint a new member to the to appoint Rebecca Berry to the position 4 at the Historic Preservation Committee.
I move to confirm the appointment of Rebecca Berry to fill the remaining term of position 4 on the Historic Preservation Commission.
Second. I have motion second. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. This will also report I had a chance to, Governor Brown was in town on Thursday of last week. She was over at Starduster Cafe. Paul Evans, Representative Evans and myself and several other business people had a chance to visit with her, and I got her to commit to come back to Independence and to bring a bunch of her friends because she thought it was a great place to be, and I'm going to hold her to it. With that, moving promptly forward, Mr. Klein, City Manager report.
Mayor Council, I'll try to keep this short in interest of the long evening you've already had. So just a few things. We do have the Parade of Lights coming up here soon, so the staff is taking it on and trying to do a little better presence this year than we've had in the past. And I won't be driving, so Santa doesn't have to worry about getting decapitated. So that's fun.
Well, I think Amanda said that every fire truck in the county is going to be in the parade.
And just for clarification's sake, that is still an Independence Downtown Association event.
Yes.
Right. We have.
Well, I heard the words "take over" in that bottle.
No, not going to
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. We just want to make sure that you have a nice presence for the city event.
And maybe you'll pay for a few things.
Right.
And I'd like to extend an invitation right now to the mayor to be sure to be at the open house after the Parade of Lights.
I may have a conflict.
Okay.
I may have
There's maybe cookies there, though.
I know. I may have a family conflict that would preclude me from doing
I
that.
think it was your idea.
I'm not recruited really good people to make it happen. Mr. Klein, you wanted to continue.
No, you're all doing fine. In the same vein, in the conversation on events, your calendars have been marked now for a while, and the event date has not changed. The Independence Eclipse is still coming upon us. We have a team of folks that are working hard on putting together the best ever eclipse
Sorry,
event we've all had.
do we own that now too?
We do. Independence is going dark on that occasion, so
Oh, right.
we have all sorts of good things in the works. Got a team of folks that are having a good time trying to prepare for that. So we will get hold of Ida as well on that, for all of you that are Ida representatives on this council.
Thank you.
We will collaborate with a lot of people. A couple things going on with the museum, not the least of which is their 40th anniversary. And Obligator's Downtown Independence in the 40s and the Heritage Museum 40th anniversary party will be Monday, November 14th at 7 p.m. Did I get that? I got that right, okay. On December 5th at 7 p.m., the Heritage Society will hold a 40th anniversary event, the Heritage Museum Past, Present, and Moving into the Future. Museums moving into the future. Both events will be held at the Event Center, so just so you know where to go those days. So, in light of our presentation tonight and the excitement that that's generating, the Daily Journal of Commerce has spent several hours with us getting a better sense of the community and culminating with this project announcement. So we should be seeing in the next couple of weeks, we should see a very nice piece coming in that paper, and that gets broad distribution around the state. So it's industry paper. Daily Journal of Commerce, DJC. So that'll be a good promotion. I expect they'll try to reach out to the development team as well as youth and the mayor for further information as well. One of the things I know you were expecting a return, or may have been expecting a return of more conversation on marijuana. We do have that scheduled for you. We didn't have it for tonight, but we do have coming up at the next meeting. You'll get to see the mapping. We've had a chance to see it and the impacts of that, and the different types of alternatives that you had us. You had the legal team and our plan and the Council of Governments planning staff look at. So you'll get to see that. We'll have before you, I believe, the first legislative concept for a business license. So you'll be able to consider that for enactment. That'll be again the next meeting in November. And then finally, we will come back to you as soon as is reasonable with the land use material. As soon as the code enforcement committee or the code review committee wraps up this work, because there's overlapping issues between what you're trying to accomplish and what and some of the things that are coming up there. So they should wrap up this month as well. And so early next month, I suspect we'll be able to come with you the beginnings of the proposed amendments to the development code. So that's what's everything on marijuana for now. And then we wait and see what the results of today's vote is, as well as on the tax. So that's where we stand. That's all I have for this evening.
Okay, I also wanted to thank you for sending the information to the councilors about what the city of Monmouth was doing on marijuana. I thought they had some very good ideas, and it was worth sharing, and I appreciate you disseminating them.
You bet. Thank you.
Finance Director Bush. Good evening.
Good evening. So I really don't have a whole lot to add to my report that was in your packet. We have the auditors here this week. It's going well, as it should. And we are on target to finish the audit and have the report done by the deadline of December 31st. We will, I said in my report to you that we were looking at the first meeting in January for presentation. It would be more helpful for the auditor if she could do that in the morning meeting in January. So also I've got, this is interpreting local government financial statements, and it's kind of a guide for especially for council members that aren't finance people, to help you understand those financial reports. And it's really designed around those financial reports that you get at the end of the year, that audited report. I've got a couple of these if you would like to check them out. I will recommend them to our incoming counselors after tonight. So I've got these available. So.
Questions for the presenter? Thank you very much. I appreciate the thoroughness of the reports. We don't have any unfinished business. We have a scheduled executive session right now before we get into the new business and consideration of the agreement. So I'm going to the audience, I don't anticipate these will be long. This will be a long executive session. Sorry, we just have to, this is how you get to visit with each other for a little while. So I have to read the legal paperwork here. The Independent City Council will now be in executive session for the purpose of negotiating real property transactions in executive session. So held pursuant to ORS 1926602E, which regarding real property discussions, and ORS 1926602F to consider information or records that are exempt by law for public inspection. Representatives of the news media and designated staff shall be allowed to attend the executive sessions. Representatives of the news media are specifically directed not to report any deliberations during the executive session, except to state the general subject of the session is previously announced. No decisions will be made in executive session. This time, the council will adjourn the conference room for the duration of the executive sessions. Once the end of the executive sessions have adjourned, we will return to open session in the council chambers. Any decisions from either executive session will be deliberated at that time. So we'll be back as quick as we can. Okay, we're back in session. Thank you folks for being here. We're going on to new business. Mr. Klein and Ms. Connolly, the development agreement.
So, we're not going to make another presentation, so that you have before you the staff report that provides the formal motions that you might consider. We're recommending approval, pursuant to the language of that staff report, and allowing us to go forward and finalize the negotiations based on the terms that you've been presented.
Questions for staff?
Page 19.
Here we are, it's the real estate, it's under the real estate negotiation report,
Correct.
the handout.
It's in the second report.
There you go.
Oh, it's in this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This paragraph. Break out for the audience benefit, the presentation that we heard in the council work session will be posted on the webpage, so you can see it and look at it yourself. Are there any questions for staff? If not, this is an action item,
Would you like me to make a motion?
if you would care to.
Okay. I move to approve a disposition and development agreement, which includes the essential terms as presented in the staff report, and authorize the city manager to execute such an agreement on behalf of the city of Independence, subject to review and concurrence by the city attorney.
I have a motion, and I have a second. Is there discussion? Is everybody good with this?
I am good with this. I wanted to say how impressed I was by the presentation that we got during the meeting tonight. That was very educational and very far-reaching and complete. Thank you.
My comment is that this is a big deal for our community. We're really excited about it. And
We've been working on this a long time.
yeah, it's a long time. It's a long, long time. And pays for itself, get paid back, and our community gets to be a better place. Everybody else have any additional comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Moving on to the next, and I know we have a number of guests here tonight that have come from a long way. Please feel free to, you don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting. I'm not offended.
Everybody gets a...
The next one, we have an intergovernmental agreement
Bye-bye.
on a joint ball field. There you go.
Thanks for coming. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Klein, you get to do that, okay?
I think we both get to do this. So you have in front of you another labor of love over the course of years. A proposed intergovernmental agreement with the city of Monmouth to take the next steps in favor of developing a joint well field, put it into production, start the test pilot treatment of that water supply, and if all goes well, we will come back to you thereafter with the subsequently to be negotiated agreement on how we distribute and operate that treated water and develop that treated water system. So this is the step 2 in this process, or step whichever. Sure, the steps we've had before.
Council members, you have this in your packet. Do you have questions for staff?
Yes.
Please do.
You said there's a second agreement to negotiate division of use?
Well, this takes us to the point of testing the water, doing some pilot treatment on the water, but we have a lot of, once this is done, and it's done in a satisfactory manner, if we're satisfied with the outcome, and we're satisfied with the technology that we're deploying to treat that water, then there's a fairly major agreement that yet needs to be negotiated on how we will share up the development of treatment facilities, distribution of that treated water, who operates that system,
Okay.
cost sharing and the like. So there's a lot to be done, but this takes us to the next step.
I'm just looking at, on the agreement, page 2, number 4, in the middle, it says, unless otherwise agreed to, such usage and costs will be shared equally by the parties. Is that the general spirit of the agreement?
It's the language of the agreement.
Okay. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Additional questions?
I'm just curious if the city of Monmouth is moving a similar process forward to their council. Are you aware?
My understanding, they took that up last night at their council. I'm not sure what the outcome was.
I don't know the outcome, but yes, they did bring, staff did bring it to the council.
Additional questions? This is an action item. If someone would suggest action, please do.
Gold silver here. You're instructed. I move to approve the Willamette River Wellfield Intergovernmental Agreement with the City of Monmouth and authorize the city manager to execute it on behalf of the City of Independence.
Second. I have a motion, second by Diana. Is there further discussion? I think everybody's okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Moving promptly forward, we have hearings on change of ownership for the Pink House and A1 Market. Get to the right page here. Karen, is this a public hearing?
It's just a regular hearing.
Okay, thank you. Good evening.
Mayor, councilors. I have two application items for change of ownership of OCC licenses. First one being for the Pink House Cafe. Was recently purchased by a previous employee, Maria Soto, and her husband, Jorge Hernandez. They purchased that from the owners. Their intent is to continue to operate it as it is currently. I didn't find anything in the background investigation that I did. Sure would preclude them from approval for this.
Questions for the staff member? Everybody okay? Somebody would like to make the motion?
I move to recommend approval of the boat liquor license for the Pink House upon payment of all fees.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. To the A1 Market, please.
Yes, the A1 Market. Mohinder Kumar submitted an application for change of ownership of A1 Market. He's owned previous convenience stores in the Dallas and Salem areas. I conducted a background on himself and his businesses. Didn't find any exclusionary items. So I recommend it.
Questions for staff?
Well, that's that new A1.
Right, by River Place.
And the new owner owns property in Monmouth also, is that correct?
Not enough.
Okay.
Somebody would like to make a motion?
Okay, I will.
Please do.
I move to recommend approval of the above liquor license requested upon payment of all fees.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. Everybody okay? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Any other council announcements? I just want to say thank you for coming in tonight. And I know we spent a lot of time, big projects, big stuff. So we'll see each other Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, so I suppose we've been through the Great Alliance, right?
So are you gonna, yes, sir.
You saw their renewal meeting to.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
It's okay, you can still adjourn this one.
Yes, I have to adjourn the, yes, thank you. Yes, I have to, I'm sorry, I got my paper. Is that a motion to adjourn?
City council.
Okay, motion, second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. I now call to order the Independence Urban Renewal Agency. The council members are present, except for Jerry Hoffman, who's excused. And we have minutes. No, wait a minute. I've got my wrong piece of paper in front of me, excuse me.
comments?
I've got, thank you. Excuse me, thank you very much. I was reading the wrong piece of paper. We have to consider a disposition. Yes, sir, go ahead.
You have the same brief presentation from me on the DDA that you done as a city council. You've heard this before, so what we're asking for you tonight is a motion is laid out in the staff report. You might, under the motion, just to be thoroughly on top of this, where it says authorize the city manager, you may authorize the city manager / urban renewal director.
Thank you. Is there questions for staff?
I also want to just specifically incorporate the work session material that was presented because that was also in front of the Urban Renewal Agency. That was a joint meeting. So I just want to remind you as the Urban Renewal Board that you did hear that material earlier this evening. That was the staff report.
So will that be important? Will you mention that? If someone make the appropriate motion, if staff could listen to make sure that we get all the right parts in place. This is, here we go.
It's in the staff report.
It's the same motion.
Same motion, we just have to change, add the word,
Urban Renewal Director.
/ urban renewal director.
there you go.
Why don't you do it?
You have it, John?
Okay. Or Forrest, either one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I move to approve disposition and development agreement, which includes the essential terms as presented in the staff report, and authorizing the city manager / urban renewal director to execute such an agreement on behalf of the city of Independence, subject to review and concurrence by the city attorney.
Second.
A motion is second. Is that sufficient?
Yes.
Yes. See, by asking, I get myself out of trouble asking the attorney.
Are you happy, city attorney?
Thank you. Any other discussion related to this? Hearing no other discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much.